values. Which type of data type you will take? In Python programming, I am telling today what is the need of going for NumPy. Understand? So what is the need of going for NumPy? I am explaining. So that I will enter into the NumPy by entering into the coding. In Python programming, how can you store multiple values of similar list? We will use it. Ganesh, Chetan, Chari, good student. Pujita, Manasa, all of them. Rafia, good. So list data type, we will use it. List data type, we will use it. So we will use what? List data type. So coming to the point back, list data type, I'm going to use it. Nice. So go to the place list. Why you are taking list? Why not set? Set also we can do. Tuple also we can do. Correct or not? List also we can do. Tuple also we can do. Set also we can do. List also we can do. Tuple also we can do. And then set also we can do. And about the list in my regular sessions, you know, if we go to the data types here, in my part of list data type concept, purpose of list, notations of list, creating memory management of list, operations on list, predefined functions in list, inner list, and programming examples. These many things I explain perfectly for you. This is a general Python programming this is. After that, I also said to you the libraries of it, predefined functions in list also I said. All these things I needed in the class. Student don't know about list, don't expect you. A student don't know list, completely don't know list. You cannot understand NumPy. I'm telling about other students. So functions almost I used to in the class. So many number of used to explain 6 hours, 3 days I used to tell about the list. Almost reverse 12, 11 to 12 functions I used to tell. And by going to the help and all those things I used to tell. Memory management of list also I used to tell. Whether the other faculty said or not, I don't know. But this type of deep knowledge is required to learn this NumPy. Well, so list is called what? Mutable. And set is called what? Mutable plus what? Mutable and immutable. This is already discussed it. And order will not be maintained. Order will not be maintained. You know why order will not be maintained? Mutable, insertion order will be maintained. This parts already you learned it. Tuple is going to be what? Immutable. This is. And insertion order will be maintained. So by keeping all these things in the mind, I'm going on doing some changes and similar type of values I want. So better data type is called what? List. Better data type is called list. So I'm going to take the list data type now. So set and tuple also we can take. And I said why tuple and why set, their significance I already said in class. Now today I'm going forward list. So I'm going to show this entire list to you from today onwards by going for one of the IDE which I am using it. In our Python level, I used a total Python level about what? PyCharm I said. That is required for you. Many of the companies will follow what? PyCharm. But when you come to data science level, coming to the point of it, Mr. Sai, why mutable, why immutable for sets, sir? Please explain. This was already explained in my regular Python classes. I don't explain here Python. Why set is mutable, why set is immutable? I already explained in my sessions. I don't explain about Python class. If I explain Python, I loses the meaning of NumPy and pandas. So prerequisite is Python is compulsory. Data types is compulsory. Well, see students, to explain these 3 modules in the class, And it is the stepping success stones for learning AI and machine learning and data science. You need this kind of things. So for that, I am going to take it. Jupyter notebook, I am going to use it. Jupyter notebook, I am going to use it. So Jupyter notebook is one of the project. Jupyter is a software company. They developed it, just a kind of thing called what? Just to say called what? Jupyter notebook. This is going to be a jupyter.org. They developed this type of IDE. Let me go to this place, and this is available here. Jupyter notebook, this is available here. It is already having its one of the Jupyter notebook, giving the total entire thing. What are the companies are using this Jupyter? Currently in use at the Jupyter IDE is used at many of the product based companies, top world class companies are using. That means the Python is used by world class companies. You see this. In a couple of years, many of the languages will disappear. Many of the languages will disappear. There is no doubt in that. The only one and only language is available, Python, and its fragments and allied dependent technologies. These many number of things which are already using. See, the total world is running behind these companies only. These kind of things we are supposed to use it. So I'm going to write it. So I'm writing Anaconda Jupyter notebook. Jupyter notebook. Going to be downloading. Here I'm going to just going to this place. So here I'm going to open it. Here I'm going to open it. A new tab I am opening it. It is going to show this is going to be a free distribution. It is going to contain lot of open source, user friendly, trusted, and going to be these many number of inbuilt things are provided. These many Numpy is providing by default. Pandas will provide by default, and Matplotlib will provide by default. And these things are TensorFlow. This also I can say SciPy. These things also I can say. But if I start going like that, it takes another next to 2 more months it will take. These are purely data science related things. But these things will make you to be wonder in other kind of areas. Once you learn these three things, and other things will become dead easy for you. And these things to do that, we are going to provide you. Here, if you go for sign up by giving your mail ID and all, it is going to provide you what? Free downloading facility it will be given. Free downloading facility will be given, student. You go on taking that, provide. The data exploration and transformation will provide this facility. So it will provide the visualization, and AI and machine learning kind of modules will be providing for you. So naturally, NLP also kind of libraries are provided. GUI and front-end development, R language kind of things also will be provided. These many number of facilities are provided to you. Are you following me? What you must do after going to home is to download this kind of thing, enter, provide email ID. You provide your email ID so that it will be giving you what? Downloading option. And download what? Directly the download option will be there. Click on the download. You must give your mail ID. And nothing will happen by giving your mail ID. Nothing will, because you are giving to your mail ID to so many friends, junk friends you are giving, and giving your mail ID to the official kind of useful kind of thing. Nothing wrong in that. And click on this, I accept terms and conditions, and give it. That will go for what? Downloading facility. You download. Once it is downloaded, double click on it. It will take minimum 30 to 35 minutes. It will take to install. It takes long time to install it, and that type of time I don't keep it in my class. After going to home, you download it. You download, like so. This is called open source. This will provide a lot of facilities for you. Open source, user friendly, and trusted. That's why the world class companies are following. By default, these many number of millions of developers and data scientists, research innovative people discovers using what? Anaconda distribution. So this is one of the IDE. Majority of the companies are following that. You will download by giving your mail ID, students, and you say accept the terms and conditions. Once you submit, you will be getting one newsletter will come. facilitating letter will come and you can download it. Once it is downloaded, install it. It will take 25 to 35 minutes of time, and keep the installation and write the Python notes or read the Python notes. It will install. So by the time when you come back tomorrow, it should be installed in your system. Once it is getting installed in your system, you must go to what? One, if you go to that, go to this place, all apps, go to this place. Here I am going to get it. Anaconda Jupyter Notebook. Under that, you come to that Anaconda here. Under that, you are going to get it what? Anaconda Jupyter Notebook. Are you observing this? This is going to be called what? Your place. You need to click on this. Once you go for clicking, it is a browser-based IDE, student. It is a browser-based IDE. So to work with this Anaconda Jupyter Notebook, you need to have an internet connection. You need to have an internet connection. So always it is supposed to have the internet connection, because it gets lot of predefined modules, third-party modules from GitHub. Okay. So once if I click on that, it will be opening it, because I kept a shortcut. Here I kept a shortcut for my convenient to start with. So I'll double click on this. Shall I double click on this now? So double click on that. It is going to open the Jupyter Notebook console. We can say it is a server. Jupyter Notebook server will be launched first. It is working with the local host 8883. What is the local host? Default DNS. Default DNS. In our Python class, networking in database level, I used to tell this. Local host is nothing but current machine name, whose IP address is called 127.0.0.1, which is known as what? Loopback address. If it is not covered in the class, I will be covering in the respective topics, Python database communication, and the networking area I'm going to continue. After getting that, 8888 is called port number of this kind of there is a Jupyter Notebook server. Now you need to go to here, new, observe, new. I need to prefer what? Notebook. What is an extension of Python program? .py. Here I'm going to click on it. It is going to give the extension called what? IPYNB. What is NB? Come on. Notebook. What is PY? I is nothing but it is one of the significance of the letter taking. .IPYNB. So whatever the files which I am sending to you, if you want, I will give you the .IPYNB files I may give you in the notes, or I will give you the PDF file I will give you. Not like an edit plus document like our normal Python class. Okay, na? So now I am going to write it untitled. This is going, you can give your title for that. Click on that. I can give you some name to this. What is this now? Differences. I am going to write it. Similarities, and the differences of what? Python and what? Numpy. .pnb. I'm giving some name. Say go for rename. So this is going to be given some name. Understand? Well, now I'm going to write it. This part is known as what? Cell. We can call it as a cell. Spell out cell. In this cell, I can write a normal Python program also. Normal Python program also I can practice in the Jupyter Notebook. A small example I will write it about what? A normal Python program I'll write. I'll write sum of two numbers and everybody will do. All our Python programs, whatever I said, you can execute happily in Jupyter Notebook. Simple example I'll write, and then I will enter into my Python area, into this area. Because Jupyter Notebook is a new IDE. It is just like a new car you are buying. You want to see test drive, like this. So what is that? Comment is same. Coding is same. Right or not? So what is this now? Sum of two numbers. So I'm going to take a float of input of enter first value. This is just left hand left finger for it. enter first value. You are saying like this. And you are writing next is called enter B value. Enter B value here. Simple. Enter second value. Second value. And next I'm going to do C is equal to A plus B. And I'm printing that sum of first value comma second value is equal to third value dot the format of A comma B comma C. And you know format function, how it is useful. This is the code is written, my dear students. In the cell, I wrote my code. This program I want to run. To run it, to run this program, I must click on where this option is there. Are you observing this? I must click on that option. One more thing is also there, ma. By taking that and clicking, you can go to run. There is an option called run. There is one more shortcut is there, shift run, shift enter. Shift key is there in that. Shift keep it and press enter. Keeping shift one time, releasing and pressing enter key, no. Shift plus enter you need to press parallelly. So can I run my code? Run on this, run on this. It is going to give you what? Say, observe, already result started. Enter the value, first value. Next, enter the second value, 20. What is the result is coming? Sum is equal to 10, comma. To run the program again, keep your cursor in the cell. Keep your cursor in the cell. Are you following? Keep your cursor in the cell. Again you run it. See ma once. This is called a one time that cell was executed. One time, one more time you keep it. Shift enter I am pressing. Shift enter. That star indicates that that is under execution. Because first time you are seeing the environment, that's why. I am going to write it 1.2 and say some 3.4 and you got the result called 4.6. What is the meaning of 2? This was executed 2 times. The cell was executed 2 times. Are you able to follow? Yes. Simple. Now I'm going to take up exceptions also. You can write it. Try, except, else, finally block. In our core Python, advanced Python, we used to use exception handling. If it is not covered, I will be covering in the respective classes. Okay. This program is completed. This statement is completed. So my interest is, suppose if we don't want this, eliminate and press enter key. That is, everything is cool, finished, over. Select it and then press delete. That code will be gone. Okay, na? So now I'm entering into what? List. So today my entire concept is differentiating between list and then what? Numpy. So list is meant for what? List is allowing you multiple values of same type, different type, all the types with unique and duplicates in a single object. Okay, so I'm going to enter into this place. This you don't do anything. By closing this, you will be getting problem of that. So this is in the browser always, keep in mind. So now I'm going to take it. Deals with list data type. List data type. List data type. So there I'm going to write it. List is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. This is my list data type. Print of LST, type of LST, and see that shift enter. It is going to be called what? List type. How do you print these values of list? For loop values for value in LST and printing the data. Okay, na? Well, my dear students, I want to go for this data, whatever is there. On that, some operation I want to perform. Which operation I am performing? First, let me talk about the memory management here. This list is holding what? Similar type of values. If you want, LST is equal to 10, comma, row sum, comma, 45.67, comma, 2, comma, 2 plus 3j. 2 plus 3j is called what? Complex numbers. In our Python classes, regularly we used to discuss. And print of what here? LST, comma, type of LST. Type of LST, which is going to be called which type? List type. So list allows us to store what? Similar type and different type, and all of them are going to be like this. All of them are allowed. So my interest is what? Showing why I am going for, even though list is allowing similar type of values, why I am going for NumPy in the biggest application development? That is my first target. So go to the place. Here I am going to take it. This LST, I am showing the memory addresses. Memory management I am talking. In our regular sessions, we used to talk what? List is there. And ID also, I will take this thing. I will take this thing. Taking this part, I am going to take ID of LST. ID of LST. Because it's a complete new subject for you. In the complete subject, I want to give expertism. That is my final target. Okay, now look at this is an ID, memory address. Understand? Look at. See, students, I want to measure how much memory space this list will take. Memory space. How do you measure the memory space of an object? I used to tell in our whoops about how to measure the memory space of an object. Generally, to the normal Python students also I'm saying. To measure the memory space of an object in Python, it is a regularly FAQ in interview point of view. How do you find the size of an object? For that, to find the size of an object, to find the size of an of object like list, we use size of a function, get size of function, get the size of, and you will pass what? Object of which module? Sys module. To find this, a comment line I wrote it for your better understanding. Every predefined function of Python belongs to module. Learning Python is nothing but learning about modules. First, you need to have that conclusion. In the features of Python only, I made it very clear. What is that? Learning Python is nothing but learning about modules. You know, in our Python, how many number of modules I said, you already know that. So, I'm going to take up this list, I will take it. This list, I will take it. Carefully try to follow. Now I'm measuring the memory space. Here I'm going to take up what? Import. What is this? Sys. I'm going to say print of, what is this now? Memory space of LST is equal to sys dot get size of. Get the size of LST. Get the size of LST. What is the memory space? 136 bytes of memory space will be taken. If you want, I will tell you how 136 also will come. I will explain. But right now, don't worry about it. I will explain that 136, how it will come. I will explain to you. Right now, don't worry about it. Right. Both of you need to listen. Need to listen. Otherwise, I'll call on the dash. Be careful. Listen the class. Now come to the point of it, 136. Now I will go to, if I go to this place, once again I will take it. Once again I will take it. Data called what you know, 45, 67, 12 and 45, 78, like this. I have lot of values are there. Large samples of millions of values are there with me. And I'm going to get the memory space called what? 200. Now this memory space you are measuring with what? List. Now I'm all of a sudden thinking, if I have millions and trillions of data as a part of my data science when it is coming, is list is suggestible for me? That is what I have to think about it. Is list is suggestible? Is a tuple is suggestible or set is suggestible? Now I'm thinking over it. All of a sudden, answer says no. For large volumes of data, don't prefer what? List. You prefer what? Numpy. In Numpy, there is only one data type is there. There is a compulsory question in the interview point of view. ND array. Spell out ND array. This is a very critical point. In NumPy, we have a data type called ND array. ND array. ND stands for what? N dimensional. Spell out n-dimensional. That ND stands for, as I meant for it, 1D and 2D and so on, so on, so on. What? ND. That N stands for one dimensional, two dimensional, three dimensional, four dimension, N dimension. Slowly I will come to the subject. ND array. Are you getting my point? What is ND array? It is a data type in Numpy. ND array is called one type of what? Class. What is a list? Class. What is a set? Class. All 14 data types in classes. Sir, how do you know that? I already said. The other batch students I am saying, ma, please don't misunderstand me when I'm showing, when I use the word other batch students, don't misunderstand. Help of what? List. Help of list. List is called what? Class. List is a class. Under that, I used to tell in my Python batches, all functions I used to tell, all functions I used to tell, all of them with beautiful examples. So, come to next, LST is equal to like this 10, 20, 30, and I'm printing what? LST comma type of LST. What is that LST is called? Class. Set even A is equal to 10. Print of what? A comma type of A. Type of A, which is called what? Int. What is int? Class. Like outsiders don't have what is int. Integer don't tell that. If you say int integer, you are almost layman only. 1910, early man is there. If they want to fire, taking the two rocks and then preparing the fire like that, you will become almost early man only. So go to the place, my dear students. All Python data types are what? Classes. And I used to tell in Python classes, learning Python is nothing but learning about modules plus learning about literals, objects, classes. Classes. So in NumPy also, ND array is called what? Class. What is the purpose of ND array class? The purpose of ND array class and whose object is used for storing the data in the form of 1D, comma what? 2D and what? N dimensional data. N dimensional data. Storing the data in the form of what? One dimensional, two dimensional, and ND. So tell me, in NumPy programming, how do you store the data? How do you store the data? In the form of an object of ND array. In the form of object called what? ND array. Are you able to understand? Red t-shirt. Need to listen. I think you are enjoying the outside drums. Hmm? You also getting in the class chair. He is moving. He is about to dance also. Be careful. I'll ask the question. If you are having that nature, you cannot be in my class for a long time. Few days, you'll be out of order because I'm very much strict in the class. First a few days, I don't say anything. Later, I'll just take like you, a sugarcane juice I will take out. You don't know my class. So be careful. Try to understand. I'm not like every faculty. I'm different. Already my Python students knows. Other students utilize my sessions. Right. These are all for your good thing purpose. If you concentrate here or concentrating outside drums, I don't lose anything. You will lose your career and you will not get the same atmosphere once again in your lifetime. And and whatever you are attending in my Python class and the Python class which you attended, simply negligible in my class if you compare. ND array is what? Class. ND array object purpose is what? To store the data in the form of 1D, 2D, and ND. So first question in NumPy, they will ask you, what is ND array? First you tell me, ND array is a predefined class. In which module? NumPy. What is the purpose of ND array? ND array class object stores the data in the form of 1D, 2D, ND. Able to follow? Now I am going to do, sir, what is the advantage of ND array in NumPy? There are 5 beautiful advantages are there. That's why NumPy becomes popular in the software industry for data computations and mathematical calculations in data science. Well, coming to know that, here I am going to enter into the Jupyter notebook. Here I am first creating ND array now. Can I create an ND array now? Well, so see how much sound is coming. Actually, these people are disturbing our classes. Actually, no God will say, keep this much sound. God will say, what, keep a spiritual songs, slowly go without disturbing others. That is the aim of every God. But these are doing what? See the sound. Any song is there? Any song? Nothing. And who are dancing there? Who are those guys? Don't know Python, don't know C language. Yes. All total air batch only. Total air batch. You know air batch? In Telugu, it is a Gali batch. So, how much disturbance I'm getting and this time unnecessarily? Air Force batch, that is. Yeah, really. It's an Air Force batch only. When they will come to home, tomorrow evening they will come. Where they will sleep? Where they will sleep, we don't know. So, disturbance students, what can I do? So, come to the point back. Let it be. Don't concentrate outside. Even I am unable to concentrate first. So, come to the point of it. We are converting. Now we are converting what? We are converting what to what? Traditional Python object. Traditional Python object into which type of object? Into the object of ND array. Even my chair is jumping. What is going on outside? So we are converting traditional Python object into object of what? ND array. For converting this traditional Python object into ND array, we are having almost 12 approaches are there. 12 approaches. 12 approaches are there. So, online students, few minutes please. What to do here? So, few minutes. So, mega. So, enduku? She is asking enduku. So,